I think it was interacting with the kids and just seeing the dynamics of having them all together, taking different classes together, different challenges together, watching them problem solve together. It was fun watching my son because I'd never seen him in class before, so it was interesting to be able to see him and do his thing and just really interact. And he's a little leader, so he got to help a lot out, and this is just who he is. So it was a lot of fun watching that.
I think surprisingly, I enjoyed getting to see my son around his peers and get to learn things that he hadn't been exposed to before. And he's somewhat of a different kid around his friends.
Watching the kids just experience something new. I mean, not all learning is in the classroom, so we're outside and we get to see them get so excited about nature and about learning.
And just the excitement on all the kids' faces when they got to participate in the activities.
Good.
Watching everyone play sand volleyball in the freezing cold was pretty funny.
I think the best activity we had was the scavenger hunt thing that we did. That was so much fun.
So much.
Because it like took half the camp area to go do that, and it was running. Like kids were so excited. It was like running between this, running between that, coming up with solutions and seeing if that thing was right.
I know another one. I thought that was a fun experience. We did at nighttime. There was a in the dark scavenger hunt. That was fun. Yeah. With the boys, it was crazy, chaotic. They were so excited and running. It would turn into an athletic competition, but nonetheless, it was they got a lot out of it, and that was a fun experience. But the dodgeball was fun. My favorite. There's a lot of great lessons that go along with the food experience, though. Cleaning up the table, putting your dishes away, refilling food when the table needs it, and putting your chair back under the table. So the dining experience in itself is worth more than just the food.
So there are several things, because we are at an actual camp, that the kids get to do. One of my favorite things was the rocket building and the kids being able to come together, solve a problem, and figure out how they were going to get their rocket to shoot the farthest. So you see and hear all this excitement going on, and then it's time. Everything is lined up and they set it off. And it's just amazing to see, and just them coming together to solve a problem. It's really a lot of fun.
My favorite activity as associated with the program was the rockets, was great, and the reptile portion, expedition.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other really pleasant surprise was the staff at Sky Ranch. Their camaraderie together, the way that they lifted each other up and they worked their tails off. I mean, they just gave it 1,000%. So that was really neat. And then the impact that they had on the kids, their heart was in it. Sky Ranch does a great job of selecting staff members that really care about what they're doing and the people that they're doing it for.
It was organized chaos for a while, but we had a hard cutoff time at I think 10 o'clock, and I was pretty stern about that, and everybody was really respectful, and they were so worn out that by the time the lights went off, it was like chattering for about 5 minutes, and it just kind of went dead and stopped. I was like, oh, thank goodness they're done.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. No one wanted to go to bed. Everybody was still pumped up from the day, and but after they realized that they didn't have to go to bed immediately and could kind of have a little fun, that gave them some collar room to settle in, and it was great. We told some stories. We talked a bit about what we learned that day, and it gave the kids really a chance to develop a relationship outside of the school room, the classroom, outside of school, and I think that time together, that bonding, those relationships were able to develop further off campus, and I think they ultimately were stronger coming back to school.
Sky Ranch.
Keeping the peace.
There was like a lot of breakout groups. They divide everything into girl cabin and boy cabin, and then you're assigned about, at least when we went, 5 kids per chaperone. And then what our responsibility was to keep track and not lose them and go from station to station and get them there.
I think the biggest responsibility was making sure they were up and out of the cabin on time to the first meeting, make sure everybody was up there to get ready for food, to get breakfast in, and then making sure that we were all at our stations at a certain time and not getting people distracted and walking away and doing their own thing, and making sure that, you know, I've got my 5 or 6 kids and making sure that they're all kind of herded. And just being on time, because, you know, the domino effect, if you're not on time, things run late and then it just compounds. And, yeah.
Yes, there is a journal that they need to keep track of and fill in.
Yeah, this is like being a parent, you know, lay the ground rules down and keep to it, because if you don't, you're going to get run over. Pretty receptive. You get the couple that were like, yeah, I don't want to do what a parent says, but you're like, get a teacher involved immediately. Yeah. And that was, you guys were there enough to be able to do that quickly without having too much time wasted or something like that, because we were all radioed up and it was easy.
So as a chaperone, you get the opportunity to either stay all 3 days, or you can stay a day and a half and leave at noon the next day. So you can actually partner up with somebody. You can say, hey, I'll take the first part, you take the second half.
Yes, you can definitely buddy up chaperone-wise. More chaperones help. Yes. Yeah. There's a lot to do. And the staff, that was an eye-opener too, watching you guys, the staff, MIS staff, just work hard, and you have to be present every moment for days on end, and to have the extra set of hands and set of eyes and extra voices to help navigate all the moving parts and make a hand where needed is tremendously helpful and valuable to the overall experience of each student.
Right, the great thing about parent chaperones, the more parents you have, the more children, the less children that you're responsible for, but you get to know these kids better. It's a great environment also to meet other parents in a place that you wouldn't really get to know them. You don't get to know them just at carpool drop-off. This is just a great way to get to learn who your kids are hanging out with, who their teachers are. It's a really wonderful experience.
Yeah, I had a blast. I could do a week.
I would tell them that the reason to go to Sky Ranch to chaperone and to be a chaperone would be that the moments there are worth experiencing. And they only happen once, and when they do, they are gone. And it happens so fast.